Welcome to Glow Up or Get Out.
So today we are winging it. We decided, we really enjoyed filming a holiday wish list.
Let's keep talking about the holidays.
Yeah, let's just keep bringing the positivity around. Because if you're like us, COVID and life might just be combining right now to make the holidays overshadowed and not as fun. So let's make it fun. Let's talk about fun stuff.
Yeah, so today I think what we're going to talk about is what our Christmas traditions are, or holiday traditions, I should say. We both, I think, celebrate Christmas, but if you don't, I really want to hear what your holidays are like. It's also so fun to listen to other people's traditions and what they get to do on the holidays. I learned about Kwanzaa last year, or 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and I was pretty intrigued by Kwanzaa.
I remember learning about Hanukkah in elementary school. I was like, gifts every day?
Every day?
For how many days? Wait a minute.
Shoot.
We're doing this wrong. Can we do Christmas every day for the week leading up?
Mood. What a mood.
Should we talk about Thanksgiving traditions, or is that dead and gone? Whatever.
She's dead and gone.
Okay. Christmas for my family is a huge holiday. It was my grandma's birthday. It is my dad's birthday. And it's obviously Christmas. So, if you cannot tell, that's crazy. It's a lot of things into one day.
Must be a big celebration for sure.
And then 3 days before is my grandparents' anniversary. So it's all just December is a big month.
Yeah.
Growing up, I remember going to my aunt's house a lot, and there's videos, little freaking JVC camcorder videos of that. I remember everyone coming. We would invite extended family. As a kid, I just remember lots of gifts and always opening things and then showing my cousins. And looking back at the videos, it's just funny because all the adults are just running around okay, let me help you open this, or here, this one's for you, and whatever. I don't remember any of the meals really. I remember Emily and I, my cousin, had this corner in her kitchen. It was a nook, but under it had arts and crafts. We would sit at that table all night before we had to open gifts. And I don't know.
What did you guys do? Literally arts and crafts?
No, we would just dig, if we would open it, we'd pull out a Play-Doh or something. Make a mess. I don't know, there's just a lot of good memories with Emily specifically.
She's your Christmas.
Yeah, she was my Christmas buddy. Christmas Eve, we'd always spend with my mom's side of the family. I don't really remember much as a kid, so I don't know if that's true, if we would do that as a kid. I feel like we did that.
You're I have no idea.
I don't remember anything specific on Christmas Eve as a kid, so I do remember one year thinking I saw Santa, though. I was the most logical kid when it came to Santa. I think as I got older, I don't know how old, 7, 8, I was I'm gonna find Santa. I'm gonna figure this shit out. So
I'm gonna trap him. I
made a letter, wrote it out, left it next to the cookies and milk, and I was I need a signature. I went that far.
Dude, but Mrs. Claus doesn't even come around during Christmas.
I said, make it happen,
You said,
Santa.
Go back home and then come back.
If she's real, you will do it. And then my parents were smart. They only signed for Santa. And they're Mrs. Claus doesn't come on. What do you expect?
Dude,
and I was
smart parents.
I was touche, Santa.
Touche, Santa. You're right. Why did I do that?
Yeah. But I swear one year I thought I saw him, but it could have been my imagination or my dad in a Santa suit. I don't know.
Probably that one.
Yeah. Oh, what if there's kids listening?
Santa's not real. Just kidding.
Disclaimer. At the beginning of this episode, we will be ruining Christmas for some.
I don't think there's any 8-year-olds.
No, we cuss. There better not be.
There better not be.
If you have a child and you're listening to this with them, don't.
It's not me talking about having sex on other
on campus. On campus.
Gotta go.
All right. So, what are your childhood memories?
My childhood memories of Christmas. So my family's super Mexican. We don't even celebrate the 25th, actual Christmas. Our Christmas is Christmas Eve. But as a kid, I remember always being with my dad's side of the family, just because I feel my mom's family started to become started to change their religious ways. My mom started as a Catholic, and then everybody started to like switch off into either being a Christian or Jehovah's Witness. And, you know, like that side of the family just kind of had their own stuff going on. So we always went to my dad's family's house, which was usually at my Nina's house, which is my godmother, for those who don't speak Spanish or anything.
Or don't have a Nina.
Or don't have a Nina. Yeah, I was at my godparents' house. We would all just like get together, like literally all of my dad's siblings would get together, like all my aunts and uncles. We would stay at one house. And yeah, they like similar to yours, like we would just all wait and eat like food. The food that we ate was probably just like tamales and maybe I think one year like someone made a turkey, but not really. That's like what we left for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was mostly like tamales, or we would eat.
Oh my God, do you remember what you ate?
Yeah, dude.
I don't even remember eating.
Really? I loved the food. No. Sometimes my aunt would make pozole, which was really good at that time. And then there was just like a lot of sweets involved, you know? Like either there was like sweet tamales or people had cookies and cakes and cheesecakes and all that good stuff. And then like somebody would make champurrado, which is like Mexican hot chocolate. It's just made with dough, which is kind of funky to think about, but it's really good. Yeah, we would eat and all just like hang out and talk and like listen to music and dance. And then we would wait till it was midnight. And by that time, like all of the kids are really fucking exhausted.
And the parents are drunk.
Yeah, and the parents are drunk. Or all the cousins, like when we started getting a little bit older, like 8, 9, 10, we were all like crazy upstairs at like that's when like it switched. And it was always on my dad's side of the family, but sometimes they would like switch houses. And we would all just hang out in one room and like act all fucking nuts.
We're like, let's make videos. Let's just freaking...
Yeah, we're all just like hyped up on, I don't know what sugar we ate, but all that. And then we would open presents at midnight. And then, yeah, it was always just like the kids go first. And then like the parent, like you said, like all the parents are like, let me help you open this. Yeah. Or they would be like, wow, like trying to hype your present up. Or they'd be like, Melissa, what is that? And then they're like, hold it up so everyone can see it. And I'm there like this. Like all awkward. I'm like, why do I have to show everybody?
God.
Like,
I remember one year, I do remember Christmas Eve, but this is like, I'm talking like little, I remember Christmas Day more, but like 10, I remember Christmas Eve one year, who got it? I think my Nina got it for me. It was like this green, like, tracksuit sweater. Not the whole suit, guys, just the sweater. And it was a zip-up. They're all, show! And I was like, okay. And I ended up wearing that thing for, like, the whole year.
Jeez.
And it was just the most random thing. Like, was I in love with green at the time?
I think it was just the hype everyone gave that. Like, everyone was like, wow, Sammy. You're like, yep, I was like, okay. Wow. I'm going to wear it all year now.
It's a wow, I'm wearing it all year. Thanks, everybody.
Dude, but that was, like, the funniest thing. Like, when they would hype me up, I'm like... Yeah. Or sometimes, like, it's not that I didn't like the gift, but I just didn't know what it was or, like, what do you do with it? And I'd be like...
And they're like, it's upside down. Turn it.
I'm like... Yeah, that was like Christmas Eve, and then like after presents we would all hang out for a little bit. Honestly, we would go home like at 2 a.m. It was pretty crazy. And then we would all go home, and then the next day I guess we kind of did celebrate. I would wake up and either open more presents from my parents that we didn't bring to the house because like sometimes we felt awkward, and then we would either have what's called recalentado, which is just like leftovers is what like it means. But it's like when, after like a party or whatever, like you go to that family's house that had Christmas Eve and you would hang out the next day, eat leftovers of tamales probably. So you'd have like tamales for like 3 days straight technically, because then at that party, at like the leftovers party, they would give you leftovers to take home.
Love that.
It's just like a lot of food. But yeah, food, and then you would like, I'd hang out with my cousins and play with whatever toys we got that year. Yeah, one year we got DS's and it was a good time. Everyone was just kicking it with some Nintendogs.
Oh, Nintendogs.
Some Animal Crossing vibes. Or if you were like my cousins, you just play like what did they play? They got like aggressive games. I got like all the girly
like
games.
Dragon Ball Z or something?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I remember one of my favorite games was like a Kirby game. I love the game. Anyway, that's what would happen. Those are basically the traditions as a kid.
Yeah.
All that stuff kind of changed for me.
Yeah, it's crazy how things start shifting.
Yeah, like there's like morph into something different. So what is more like the recent,
like
years?
The
past but
10,
recent,
like past 10 or 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's been like the past 10 for me. We've started doing, I mean, for sure, I'm pretty sure we did Christmas Eve at my Nina's.
You're like,
I'm pretty sure that's been like forever. But so like that stayed the same. Like for most years we still go to my Nina's on Christmas Eve, open gifts.
What time do you guys?
Yeah, we don't go that early for Christmas Eve. We go maybe like 5 or something. So then like you have more energy to stay up late, but I don't really stay up till midnight necessarily to open gifts. And plus, oh, okay, that's what's changed. Now we do Secret Santa. So instead of, because like we're all adults now, like it's like the kids are only...
hard to get everyone a gift these days.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm not gonna buy all the kids a gift when all they want is $50 gifts instead of the $10 ones.
Also, isn't it crazy that like there's a certain point where like you were expected now to no longer get gifts, but to give gifts.
Them.
You're like, fuck you, I'm still a child.
You're like, now I have to
Rude.
get everybody.
I was like, rude.
Now I need to get every single person a gift. So then we started doing Secret Santa, which we just, exchange names. We have like a spending limit, and then, you end up getting that person. And a couple years ago, or the past couple years, we've tried to make it more fun instead of it just being like, oh, here's one gift, and like, that's the end of the night. We've done like games where it's like you get little prizes, like the host will have like $25 gift cards if you win the game, or...
It's fun.
Yeah, so just trying to make it like more adult. We should do drinking games. Now that I'm thinking about it. Everyone's of drinking age. That'd be really fun. But yeah, so that's what we do for Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is now at my grandparents' house. And it has been like that for a while. Not really sure why the switch happened, other than my grandparents really love Christmas. And they really wanted it to be at their house because they love decorating, and they expanded, so their house is much bigger. My grandpa just makes it very, very, very special. He didn't have Christmas growing up, and he didn't even know when his birthday was till he was like 10. So for him, it just means like, I guess a lot more to have all of his kids, grandkids, great-grandkids together, and just like, he literally just wants to hear the kids screaming, like having fun. Like he doesn't care. And he decorates to the nines. He has a wreath on his door, like the size of the door. Like, it's huge. My dad, he was like liquidating a company that he worked at a long time ago. So there's a conference table, probably the size of like from there to like your fridge.
Jeez.
And that's how we seat everybody, because it's 19 plus people like every year. So yeah, he has like a huge conference table. Down the middle, there's like this design. And in past years, my grandma would pick the theme every year. And it was always like, I don't know how she knew, but she would basically predict the trend for the next year, because the next year, that would be all they're selling. So it'd be like, oh, okay, I'm going to do trees next year. So she's doing, like this year was supposed to be trees and bells. And everything this year has been like trees and bells.
Yeah.
Like they're everywhere. And it's like, okay, grandma, like you have a freaking sixth sense out here. So
trendsetter.
Yeah, they just always have so many decorations and food. They always love to make the food. We were never allowed to help with anything or help decorate, but obviously things are changing, which we're going to talk about more in Glowing Hour, like what our current holiday plans are because of COVID. But yeah, that's like the typical Christmas day would be at my grandparents. And that didn't start until like 6 o'clock. And we wouldn't leave until like 2 a.m. It's always really special. It's a big deal to my family. People who are close to us always be like, oh, like your Christmas looks crazy, like insane. Like it looks so like holiday, like literally looks like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
But I guess I should talk about like my personal family's tradition, because Christmas morning's a different story.
Oh.
So normally, I mean, I guess I'll go back to like, because like 10 years ago, my brother was still living with us. So we would all wake up. It was usually me up first, and then it'd be like my mom, my sister, and then my dad and my brother. And then my parents would get their coffee going. We'd all sit, and it's always a Christmas Story on TV. I don't know why. It's always that movie. And I don't even I'm gonna offend a lot of people. I don't really like that movie. It's not that I don't like it. I just like other ones better. So
fair enough.
It's a good movie. Okay. We'd watch like, I don't know, 10 minutes of that. And then by the time everyone was like awake, we'd all go to like the front room where the tree was. And then we'd open our stockings. She would always pass out our gifts. And then, I don't know. I mean, like as a kid, I don't remember my parents, what that exchange situation was with gifts. But now, like, my siblings and I try to make it more like, oh, Mom, here's a gift in between ours. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to freaking just watch us open all our gifts.
Yeah.
And it's also my dad's birthday, so usually we'll open his gifts first.
That's cute.
Like his birthday gifts. And then after we open gifts, we usually start a fire. And then we make breakfast together and play with our new stuff. And then like 3 hours later, go to my grandparents.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice, cute little morning.
It is a nice morning, honestly.
I think for me, honestly, the Christmas, like, spirit, or so to say, starts, like, I think the 23rd. Because the 23rd is, like, or the 22nd, depending what day my mom decides to make tamales. But we'll start, like, usually me, my dad, sometimes my brother Eric, and my mom, obviously. We all, like, get, like, to the kitchen table and just help her make tamales, which takes her, like, forever because she makes, like, probably more than, like, 200. It's kind of crazy.
By herself?
Well, with us.
I mean, technically.
But, yeah, she'll cook and prep, like, all the meat and the dough and whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that'll take us a good chunk of time. And then we wake up in the morning on Christmas Eve and basically just get the house ready. Like, we'll decorate. Obviously, we have a tree up already, but we'll decorate, like, smaller bits and kind of, like, lay out the food.
Like, if you're hosting?
Yeah, well, we host.
And now you guys host.
Let's start there, actually.
Okay.
So, now so, like, a long time ago, I think as, like, time went on, spending Christmas at my dad's family's house, we're gonna get kind of personal. My parents felt really left out, and so my parents just kind of got over it, and we never felt, like, included. It first started with us just having, like, our own Christmas and then inviting my aunt, who didn't celebrate Christmas. She would come all the time anyways.
Oh, cutie.
Yeah, because she was just like, it's food, and we're, it's just like, we can hang out, it's family time, like, whatever. She wouldn't see it as Christmas. And so my cousins from my mom's side started to come, and that was really fun for me because I wouldn't see them usually on Christmas. But then as I got older, their religion got a little bit more intense, and so it was like my cousins were still coming over, which was really cool. And then it slowly became like we were like the misfit Christmas family. Like, if you didn't have anywhere to go, like, we would take you in. Like, we took in all the misfits, and because we were also misfits in, like, my dad's family, if that makes sense. So it was just like a fun thing that, like, started from something kind of negative. That's what the tradition became. So now, like, on Christmas Eve, my mom and I, when I lived at home, I'm gonna do this, but we would wake up on Christmas Eve, help her decorate, help her set up the food or whatever, and then we would finally go and, like, get ourselves ready and, like, take a shower or whatever. And then it'd be, like, 2 or 3 o'clock. And then people started to, like, roll in. We would have a drink or two. And then... Or three. And then, like, the family would just, like, all of a sudden all be there. And then it's time to eat. And then now we, like to play White Elephant because it's just, like, there's not a lot of prep involved. You just tell somebody to bring a certain thing. Yeah. And that's what we do. And then we'll play, like, a lot of games, like Loteria. There was a couple Christmases where we would play, like, a lot of drinking games because all my cousins were, like, freshly 21 and whatever. So we would play, like, beer pong and, like, Rage Cage. Dude,
Christmas Rage Cage.
It was fun, dude. Just, like, green and red cups everywhere.
Oh, that's fun.
It was a good time. But then I guess, like, one year my cousin got really fucked up and he threw up everywhere. So now my mom's just like, you guys can't play any games. But yeah, that's kind of what it was like. Fun. And yeah, and then, like, after everyone's just kind of, like, tired down, we would still try to wait as late as possible. But I think we started opening gifts, like, around 10:30 and 11.
Yeah.
Because people get tired. So we do, like, that's when we would do the White Elephant, like, right before we started opening, like, our own gifts.
Yeah. Wait, so you open all your gifts Christmas Eve?
Most of them, yeah.
What?
The only ones we don't open that night is, are the ones we give to each other, like me and my parents and my brothers. Mm-hmm. We won't open those. Yeah, and then, like, everyone just goes home, and then the next morning that's when we like wake up when everyone's awake. We open the gifts and then we have leftovers.
New Year's Day, we have like a Southern good luck meal, I guess.
That's really cute.
Yeah, it's like my grandma would make all the food. I'm assuming my grandpa would help. And it would be like collard greens, black-eyed peas, hush puppies, probably ham or something. But the black-eyed peas are just beans. And then the collard greens are supposed to be good luck. I think collard greens are supposed to be like money and wealth.
Cute.
And then peas are health or something. Something like that.
I mean, okay. I don't think I do any more. Now I usually like party on New Year's Eve and then I'm too hungover to do anything the next day.
Love that.
Or like I'll just go to my mom's house and just like have food and then hang out or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think when I was younger, we would go to my aunt's house and my uncle's house who like they recently, not recently, but like
more recently
passed. We would all hang out and eat food. But I remember like I would have to wear, like me and my mom had this like cute little tradition where we wear a certain colored underwear. It was like, I think red. It was like red is for love, green is for money or whatever. So like that day I would be like, Mom, I'm wearing green or something, you know? And she'd be like, me too or whatever. It was just like something between us two.
Yeah.
That was that, yeah.
How random but cute. Like, who thought of that?
I don't know, dude. I think my mom, but that's what would happen. I think I still think about it.
But like we said, things are different this year.
Yeah.
For a few different reasons, but we also want to share those in Glowing Hour, like what we're going to be doing this year.
Welcome back. We are drinking today. It's a coffee beer, a coffee IPA.
Yes. From
the company Stone Brewery, is that they're called?
It just says Stone, and I think it is like
a collaboration between Stone Brewing and Modern Times Beer. They made this beer that's called, look at my eyes, Wizards and Gargoyles Hazy Coffee IPA. We don't really drink beer. Well, I mean, I kind of do, but Sam never. But
no, yeah.
This was too intriguing to let it go.
Yeah, I mean, there's coffee. It can never go wrong.
Let's try it.
Oh my god.
I literally don't taste the coffee at all.
That's what IPAs taste like?
Mm-hmm.
It's so strong.
I can kind of taste the coffee, actually.
That's what I tasted at first, and that's what I thought was all wrong. It's just how IPA tastes.
IPAs are great.
If you don't drink IPAs, be like coffee.
This is a no.
Yeah. I will still drink it for the duration of today's episode. But
after that,
I don't think I would personally repurchase. Maybe I would get it for my brother who likes beer and coffee.
Perfect. Honestly, can't taste the coffee, but
anyways, what we're here for. So we're going to talk COVID and how our holiday plans have since changed.
Yeah.
And what we're doing differently, if we're doing anything different at all. I guess we could start with like in LA County. It's supposed to be gatherings of just one household, right?
Yeah.
So technically you can't have a gathering at all. It's just the same people in your house. Which I imagine most people won't follow that. Like in your case. Why would you and Logan just stay at home? If you
That's
could
what
go
they
to
want
your
us to do, though.
I get it, but which is fine because they gotta say something. They can't just like not set any guidelines and it's just free will for everybody.
Yeah.
So I get it, but I think if people are responsible and safe and smart.
That's the thing, though. I feel like not most, but like most people are safe and regularly tested, but then there's a few who are like reckless and that's what's causing numbers to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, as long as it's safe.
Like, I guess we should just talk about what our plans.
Well, like, first of all, we're technically not supposed to be here together.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, this isn't a case where, like, for us, this is pretty essential because this is, like, our job and this is what we do to our business. Yeah. Some can say that, like, you know,
we're non-essential.
And that's probably true, but at the same time, like, our lives are also dependent on these things. Yeah. So I can't just stop necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely more measures that we could be taking, like wearing masks when we see each other, or just strictly only doing Zoom stuff, like adapting super hardcore like that. But
also, I think, like, we ourselves, like, we only see each other and like
Select.
a selected other people, like the
Yeah.
people that you live with and Christian, and that's like
Yeah.
about it. And then on my side, it's like I basically only see, now anyway, I only see Logan and then my parents. And that's
Yeah.
basically it.
With that being said, there's more regulations coming because, like, we were at our peak and then it went down, peaked again, went down, and peaking again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so for Christmas, it's supposed to be very non-existent, basically, which I kind of still don't know what my family's plans are.
Yeah. What are you assuming is going to happen this year?
My assumption is that COVID's going to be too much and not worth the risk, which is really sad, being that obviously Christmas is a big holiday, and it would have been an even bigger holiday, being that my grandma passed away this year, and it, like I said, it's her birthday, so, like, it's shitty that it would have been such, like, a big experience for us all to have, but we can't even, like, mourn, I guess, in the way that we wanted to, but I'm suspecting the case will be that I will just be at my house with my parents, my sister, her boyfriend, maybe my boyfriend, and we're just gonna make the best of it, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Have drinks, start a fire, play games, watch movies, I don't know. That's my suspicions.
Suspicions?
No,
that's my
assumptions.
Those are my assumptions. Dude, I can talk. On my case, I think it's gonna be fairly normal, but not really, I guess. Okay, so ever since Logan and I got together, not that we have like a tradition, but she has her own traditions and I have my own, and so like since last year we've been trying to mend them together. So since I don't celebrate Christmas really, on Christmas that's like her day, and what she usually does on Christmas is see her grandma in San Diego, and on Christmas Eve, I hang out with my family, and now she does too. But this year, I guess it's going to be a little bit different. Number one, we can't see her grandma because they're kind of on a lockdown as well.
Yeah.
On my side of the family, a lot of like my cousins and people are going to be missing because they'll have kind of like certain jobs that doesn't allow that. Like, it would be kind of really irresponsible for them to be at an event.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think the normalcy is that I'm going to spend it with my parents, going to their house, and with my brother and my aunt, who my mom basically, that's her like COVID circle where she only sees my aunt and her husband, and they're going to come over too, and we're just going to have dinner and open gifts, maybe play some games. And
I feel like that's making the most of it while being responsible.
Yeah. And like on our case, like me and Logan are probably going to get tested before and after. I'm going to ask my parents to get tested too, just for my own mental. Yeah, I would really recommend if like just get tested like often, just because I feel like it just kind of is more of like a safety net for you to be like, if you did want to say somebody, yeah, like I wasn't sick, I got tested. And I mean, obviously like the incubation periods and all that kind of stuff also comes into play, but like that's the bare minimum you can do is like get tested pretty frequently.
Yeah.
But that's the normalcy, I guess, in my situation.
Holidays 2020, basically. Yeah. I mean, some fun plans. We're going to Palm Springs.
Yeah, because we're basically
a quarantine-cation.
We're a quarantine circle or bubble.
Yeah.
Logan, me, Samantha, and I called you Samantha. Sam and her boyfriend Christian. We're gonna head out to Palm Springs for a little bit, stay at Logan's dad's house, get away from our normal,
which is empty.
Yeah.
It would just be us four.
It's just gonna be us. Get away from like the normal day-to-day rituals that happen currently.
Give ourselves a Christmas break.
It also just like really been in such a routine that like I feel like all four of us are people that just like really need to travel to like stay sane, and none of us have been able to, so having like some type of small staycation like that really would do it. But yeah, maybe we should also get tested for that and be prepared in that case. But yeah, other things that you guys can do that are safe are those drive-throughs of like light experiences. There's a lot in LA. I don't know where you're watching from, but look it up. There might be some in your town.
Yeah.
In LA, there's a bunch.
Or just like go through streets
and
look at people's decorations.
That's also nice. But there's a lot of socially distanced things to do.
Even with family, just go to a park, go to their backyard, and
just Stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, keep a distance, but see each other. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about our holiday plans. What are your guys' holiday plans? Have they changed? Have they stayed the same? Are you keeping with tradition?
Let us know. Let us know if you're sad about it, because there's a lot going on. And know that you're not alone, that a lot of things are disappointing this year. And we're all in it together.
And I know 2021 won't magically get rid of everything, but
there's a fresh start.
Yeah,
to something.
There's, in my head, I'm manifesting positivity to that new day, year. Time is a construct, but whatever.
That is going to be it for today's episode. Next week
is Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Woo!
Christmas Eve, but if you're me, it's Christmas. So we'll hit you with that gift of another podcast.
Wait on it.
Wait on it. Anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys. Please make sure to give us a review or leave a comment. Any of the above. Go ahead and share this if you liked it. But we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.